Islam is so very beautiful. He used the brush from up above.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبه نستعين وما توفيقي إلا بالله عليه توكلت إليه أنيب أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, we'll continue from where we stopped regarding the history and lessons from the history of a great personality, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu an, the first among the four rightly guided caliphs, those that led the Muslim community even after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was no more in dunya. He has returned back to Allah. He trained them, his first students that graduated from his school, his students that learned from him, his students that he left behind, they became role models for others to copy. Among them all, the elderly, highly most respected person among them, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. We did mention earlier that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was someone who was regarded and considered even by all companions as an elder. Why as an elder? By age, he is ahead of so many of them. If you take Ali bin Abi Talib, you take Osman bin Affan, you take Umar bin Khattab, you take all other companions, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was ahead of them by age. So he is an elder. And you know very well in our Islam, we have been trained to respect elders. In fact, Rasulullah was saying in one hadith, لَيْسَ مِنَّا مَنْ لَمْ يَرْحَمْ صَغِيرَنَا وَيُوَقِّرَ كَبِيرَنَا. Whoever is not respecting our elders and is not showing care and concern to our young ones, he is not part of us. So automatically we can say the companions, all of them respect Abu Bakr, being an elder among them. Another thing also that gave him an edge above other companions was that he was the first to accept Islam among male adults. The first person. Apart from the family of Rasul, like Khadija radiallahu anha, like Ali bin Abi Talib, like free slaves of Rasul, if you talk about outside people that are not directly in the family, the first person to accept Islam was Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. So first to accept Islam, the elder among them, who was just 2 years and some months behind the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Someone who also gave the best he could give for Islam. This is a highly respected personality among the companions. So one thing you can conclude is that all the companions respect Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. Now, the next part of his life, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu, after accepting Islam, he did not just accept Islam and sit down. No. One thing that is known about good people is after realizing what is good, you try to spread it to others. You try to ensure that others also benefit from this particular good. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us in a hadith, now whoever invites people to good, he have a share of reward of the good things that they will do later in life, even though Allah will not reduce their own reward. If, for example, in this dunya, you happen to be the source or the reason for guiding another person to the right path, Allah will give you a commission, a share of reward for these beautiful things you have done without reducing from that. This should serve as an encouragement for us to go out to spread the message of Islam. So Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, after accepting Islam, he instantly go into da'wah. Da'wah means inviting people to the right path. Allah Ta'ala said, "U'udu ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal mau'izati al-hasana, wajadilhum billati hiya ahsan." Allah gave instructions to Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam to invite people to the right path of guidance. As Rasul invited the whole world, his companions also delved into this very important assignment. And it is from this we can see also another unique feature of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. If you talk about companions that accepted Islam, at the earliest parts of the da'wah, the major highly respected companions accepted Islam through Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. He was the source of guidance to Uthman bin Affan. He was the one that invited Uthman bin Affan to Islam. And you know, if people know who you are, they trust you, they believe in you, and therefore it becomes easy for you to tell them what to do. In the same way, An-Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was known to be Muhammadul Amin, a trusted and trustworthy person, a reliable person, that people of Makkah have no doubt about that. The same way, those that are close to Abu Bakr knew him as someone who is reliable, who cannot be a deceiver. So he invited Usman, and Usman accepted Islam through Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. You could see the statement of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If you invite somebody to good things, anything he has done of good, you have a share of those particular good things. We will come to the story of and the history of Uthman bin Affan. We will see the beautiful things he has done in life regarding contributions to Islam. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq have a share in that. Another person that accepted Islam through Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was Zubayr bin Awam. Zubayr bin Awam accepted Islam through Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Zubayr bin Awam was also one of the highly respected companions of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He was the one that gave birth to Abdullah ibn Zubayr that we mentioned, and also we see the contribution of Abdullah ibn Zubayr to Islam. So Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was the source of guidance who invited Zubayr bin Awam to Islam. Another person that accepted Islam to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas. Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas was known also to be a highly respected personality, a military commander, someone that is in forefront in advancing the cause of Islam. Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas accepted Islam through Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. So you could see Uthman bin Affan, Zubair bin Awam, Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas, all of them, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was the one that invited them to Islam. Another personality that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq also invited to Islam, Abdul Rahman bin Auf. Abdul Rahman bin Auf was known to be a generous person. Abdul Rahman bin Auf was known to be a highly rich person after the migration, after Hijrah. He also accepted Islam through Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. So you could see right from the beginning of the life of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, he is someone that is focused and determined towards inviting people to the path of Allah, engaging in da'wah. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ, there should be a community among you, يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq is part of that. Among you, people should go out inviting people, telling them to do good things, stopping them from evil. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq happened to be that. So you see da'wah in Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. And you see strategically, this particular people that got Islam through him became highly important personalities in Islam, such that when Umar bin Khattab, will also come to his own history when we are coming there, when he was about leaving this dunya, the people that were left as member of the Shura, 7 among those people, member of the Shura, that all the Muslim community regard as elders, these 4 personalities are among that. These 4 personalities respect Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Why will they not respect him in the first instant? He was the one that showed them and invited them to Islam. And one thing in life is you appreciate someone who has shown you the right path. You appreciate someone who has led you to beneficial things. So these personalities benefited from Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. Another thing about Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, after accepting Islam, because of his generosity, because of his kindness, because of his care and concern to others, he freed a lot of slaves. Remember, we did mention that he is someone that is engaged in trading, buying and selling. Is a merchant that go around selling clothes and engaging himself in means of livelihood, to give him means of livelihood. He spent his resources for Islam. And that's what Rasulullah one of these days was saying, among those people whose wealth and resources benefited me much more than others is the wealth of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. At a time when Islam is in need of help, at a time when Muslims were helpless, at a time when investment for Islam is needed, at a time when the resources were scarce. At this particular time, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq presented the resources for Islam. If we take away Khadija radiallahu anha, the wife of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who gave her entire resources at the disposal of Rasul to use for the advancement of Islam, the next richest person that assisted Islam with his wealth and resources is Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. And I said you can see this from what he has done regarding freeing slaves. He freed female slaves, he freed male slaves, to show that also he was someone that is always after relieving people that are passing through difficulties. Someone who shows care and concern to the welfare of others. Who is concerned if you see people are in worry. Allah Ta'ala, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Ar-Rahimuna yarhamuhum ar-Rahman, yarhamu man fil ard, yarhamkum man fis sama. People that show mercy, people that show concern to the state of problem others are passing through, they are the ones that benefit from the mercy of Allah. So Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, who happened to show concern to the welfare of others, the expectation is, inshallah, Allah will show mercy and rahmah to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu an. Among those people he served as means of relieving them from slavery, we know Bilal bin Rabah. Bilal was someone under his own master that was torturing him, making life so difficult for him. Why? Because he accepted Islam. Torturing him, making life so difficult to him. Who freed him? Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu saw the kind of pain that Bilal was passing through. Therefore, he now took his own resources and paid the master of Bilal for Bilal to be released. And that was how Bilal got his own freedom. So you see, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq has participated and is someone that is looking for people's freedom, making sure that people are free from slavery, making sure that people are free from torture. Another person that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq served as a means of freeing, who used his money to free him, is Amir bin Fuhaira. Amir bin Fuhaira was also a slave that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq released, paid for his own ransom, and had him become a freed person. This Amir bin Fuhaira was the one that when the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was to migrate, he also participated in trying to sort of assist them in staying in that particular cave. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq stayed with Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bilal ibn Abi Rabah, we could see at the end of it all, he became the muazzin of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is the one that called for salat. He is the one that you can say, if today there is anything you can call Minister of Information or whatever, Bilal bin Abi Rabah happened to be like that. So you see, those people that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq led to Islam or led to freedom, they became valuable tools for the promotion of Islam. We have mentioned Uthman bin Affan, Abraham bin Auf, Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas. We have mentioned Zubair bin Awam. All these became highly respected people and people that are in the forefront in advancing Islam. The same thing, the freed slaves that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq freed, they became highly influential and resourceful to Islam, like Bilal, like Amir bin Fuhaira. It does not stop at male slaves. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq also showed care and concern to the female slaves. Remember that particular Jahiliyyah period, slaves were considered as nobody. They were treated as not to the level of human being. They are subjected to all kinds of torture. They are subjected to all kinds of abuse. But then, it is only someone who cares that will be able to go and free female slaves. These female slaves, by the time you free them, they will not become your wives, they will not become your daughters. And that is why, one of those days, the father of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, when he heard how Abu Bakr was spending his resources, spending his money, freeing slaves, he called him. He said, "Oh, Abu Bakr, you are so kind, you are so good, and you see the situation of Mecca, people are torturing the Muslims. You people that are following, instead of freeing slaves that are weak, why can't you go and free hefty slaves? They will be able to help you later. Go and free people that are strong, not free weak slaves. Abu Bakr Siddiq said he's doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised the noble good people. إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. We are people that feed you for the sake of Allah. We don't look for any reward from you. We don't even look for appreciation for you. We do that لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ, for Allah to accept from us. So Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was freeing slaves not because he wanted the slaves to come and benefit him. He never freed Bilal so that Bilal will be serving under him. He never freed Amir bin Fuhaira so that Amir bin Fuhaira should continue to be a slave under him. So the same thing, Zenera al-Rumiya. This was a slave lady, very weak slave lady, who was also under her own master that was torturing her, Zenera. She was related to Rome. That's why she was called Romiya. Her master would torture her up to the extent of losing her eyes. She became blind. It was by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when she expressed her tawheed, that Allah restored back her eyes for her. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq saw the problem, the torture she is passing through. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq released her from slavery. That is Zenera. Another person, Nahadiya, and her son. This was a slave lady that was passing through difficulties with her own son. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq released her and paid for her. There was a slave lady also of Bani Muhammad. These people were torturing this particular slave lady to a point that the lady had become nearly losing her own senses. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq paid for her money and released her. Ubays was a slave lady. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq paid for her ransom. He released her. This is Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Someone who is caring, someone who is so concerned about others, someone who is in the forefront advancing Islam, someone who is highly respected, someone who is always ready to give for Islam. We have a lot of lessons to learn in the history and the story of this great personality. Part of this lesson to review: 1, if you are going to do something, do it for the sake of Allah. Do it for the sake of Allah. Allah recognizes it. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was not doing all these things for the sake of people. He is someone that if he is convinced about doing the right thing, he will go ahead doing the right thing, no matter what others will say, no matter what others will do. Allah take cognizance of that. And that is why his name remained written in gold in the history of Islam. Another thing also is show people the way that they will become beneficial to the community. Show people what will make them to become beneficial to the community. If An-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, إِذَا مَاتَ ابْنُ آدَمْ إِنْقَطَعَ عَمَلُهُ إِلَّا مِنْ ثَلَاثٍ. If an individual should die, everything he is doing that is benefiting him will cease to be beneficial other than from 3 things. Sadaqatul Jariya, ilmun yuntafa'u bihi, aw waladun salihun yad'u lahu. You have a sadaqah, al-Jariya. You use your resources in order to invest in a way and manner that even if you are no more alive, those particular resources will be there benefiting others. Have knowledge, useful knowledge, impart onto others. Educate others, teach them, enlighten them, invest in educating others. You have a reward. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, that have become a reason for selling Islam to these people, you get a reward. And you see one good thing, again, by the time you do things for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will bless that thing you have done. Tell me among the companions who have this number of noble and highly respected people that accepted Islam through his hands. Show among the companions. Can you recall any companion after Abu Bakr? Is it Umar? Is it Uthman? Is it Ali? Is it others? Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was the one that have this unique privilege that Allah gave him. That those he led to Islam become useful to Islam even after the death of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas, Abdurrahman bin Auf, Usman bin Affan, Zubair bin Awam, Bilal ibn Rabah, all this, they became beneficial to Islam. So Abu Bakr as-Siddiq have a lot of things that is there in his history that we can learn and also that can benefit us. This makes him to be an influential personality among the companions. We'll come to see how the companions supported him, how they remained with him, how they respected him, even when Rasul was no more alive. Because why? They have seen how he used to relate with the Prophet. They have seen how he gave regard and respect to the Prophet. They have seen how he learned a lot from the life of Rasul. Above all, they have seen his sincerity. They have seen that he's someone who is determined. They have seen that he's someone who is focused. And they have seen that they have seen and learned that he is someone who is very straightforward. And that's Abu Bakr Siddiq. If you look at his life, it's not that he is giant. Scholars of Islam mention that if you look at the features of Abu Bakr Siddiq, he's even lean. He's someone that his features is not so huge. He's one of those people that Allah blessed with this kind of features that he's thin. He's not huge. But size in shape, he is not huge. But size in value, he is uncomparable to so many among the companions. May Allah Ta'ala have mercy and rahmah on Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh, and may Allah Ta'ala make us to benefit from the noble things that these companions were known with, especially Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh. Inshallah, with this, also we stop with hope and prayers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala benefit us make us to benefit from the life of these great personalities of Islam. With this I said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.